Guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone. You are engineers here today. I'm very happy to host you once back in my channel. I go by the name Oigo the Great. I'm an engineer by profession, who is well equipped in matters concerning CCTV cameras, electric fence, alarms, automation of gates, green energy, both solar backup and solar lighting. So today I have an interview one-on-one with one guy who is doing fish farming for Marwa. Stay tuned and watch the video from the start to the end, and you hear the amazing content from this guy. He's a very young, vibrant and talented guy who is doing amazing job in Marwa's villa. He's got a fish pond in his farm just next to Marwa's villa, and we'll get one-on-one with him. Don't think, let me try to zoom the fish pod, his fish pod there. You see the waters over there, that water, those are the fish pods. Those are Gintu's fish pod. He's doing amazing content, those ones. The water there, those are the fish pod. Wow, the guy is doing amazing job. I'll give you one-on-one interview with him, and you'll enjoy the content. You just know why the guy is doing the fish farming for Marwa. He'll give you the tips on how to do the fishing, the types of fish we have, the type of fish they're having in Marwas. And guys, keep tuned, watch the video from the start, give a like, comment, tell what you want to hear from my channel. Thank you guys. For those who are yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys, consider subscribing. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Guys, I'll be updating you and bringing you more of the vibes coming from this Differentia and how everything the trees are going, because they have talked about us for 3 to 4 days. Anything is due right position.
One and one.
Live. Guys, it's a fantastic good afternoon time, and here in East Africa. Thank you very much, Waigo the Great, for you hosting
bro.
me.
Welcome, bro.
When one-on-one with your channel. I'm gone by the name its_Gintu to get my vibe and the vlogs of the fish farming and whatever is taking place onto this Villa Menjin, and get more over the update regarding the fish farming project undergoing to Marwa fish ponds that are just located here. Thank you very much, Waigwa, and God bless you more much time.
Thank you, Gitu.
Yeah.
Go and check on Gitu. Load to 5,000. I see you are in 3,000.
Yeah. Now I'm in 3,000.
3,000.
Yeah, I'm approaching 3,100.
Great.
Yeah.
100.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you. From my head, go and support my brother here. He's doing amazing content on fish farming.
Yeah.
If you are interested to know more about fish farming, he's the plug.
Yeah, sure.
I have some questions for you, Gitu.
Of course, yes.
What's happening here? I can see, the last time I was here, the water was almost there.
Full, eh?
Yeah. Is it that the water table is reducing?
Yeah. You know, by now we are experiencing a little bit of sun.
Yeah.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And whenever we have sun here, specifically this area, water reduce a little bit, because right now water table has to accommodate what it can accommodate during the rainy season, because it has its own water now, because what is not getting from other sections are coming to the water table or coming to the source.
Okay.
So by now we are depending on the spring only to supply water and to the fish.
That's why the water
That's
have
why
reduced.
it has
And now,
reduced
what do you do for the fish which are in that
so then turn back to where the spring source is. So as that place will never go
like
dry.
this one, I can see. You see some here, guys.
Some are there.
Some are here.
Yeah. So they are going back to that position.
Oh, that's spring, eh?
Yeah,
over
that's
there.
spring. So that spring can never go dry. Whenever that spring goes dry, it's like this fish pond is done.
Oh, because this is the spring that's giving the fish pond.
The fish pond, yeah. So
Oh,
that's,
that's
the
great.
heart now of this fish pond.
Wow, great.
Whenever so that fish, that spring can never go dry anyway. But here we have a lot of fish stocked here. We have the tilapia fish, which are 300 in number, and also we have the ornamental fish. The
How many
colored
are
fish. There are 120 pieces that I brought here.
From
and
Kirinyaga?
From Kirinyaga. Some are from Kisii.
Oh, some are from Kisii.
Yeah, so whenever now we talk about we have the ornamental fish, let's talk about the names. Do you know the even one
I
name?
just know koi fish. You see,
It's called
this name I'm getting from Gintu's channel when Gintu is explaining.
Yeah.
I know koi fish, the red hot.
Okay.
Can you tell us some of the...
I can talk everything that we have here.
Yeah.
We have the koi carp fish.
Koi carp fish.
Yeah, koi carp fish, which is somehow it has a whitish label on top of the head and across the backbone.
Out to the back.
Yeah. So we have the red garment, totally it's red. We have the silver gold. It's silver, but goldish in manner.
Yeah.
And also we have the gold one.
Yeah.
Gold one. And we have the shobonkin. Shobonkin, these have white and black spots. We have the swordtail, which is black, totally so black, and they are so aggressive to other. Even you can just find that it's around 4 inches, and it can beat a tilapia 500 grams. Yeah,
so it's a very aggressive fish.
Yeah, and we have 2 of them here. They are so fighting others.
Oh, great.
So they are so aggressive. Also, we can talk about we have the poultry. These are just small in nature, and they have like a whitish. Like we can talk about a whitish or a colorless. We can talk about a white.
A white,
it's like
Oh,
and also we have albino.
Albino ones.
Yeah, we have albino ones. They are here, and we have the gulpies.
The name, they are called albino.
Yeah, albino.
Wow. Yeah. why do they choose to call them albino?
They are totally white.
Oh, totally white.
They are totally white.
Wow.
Yeah, and also we have gulpies.
Gulpies.
Yeah, gulpies. They have so tall fins, a little than others, but they have same colors here.
Some colors.
Yeah.
Huh?
So guys, those are the type of the ornamental we have. And also talk about the tilapia fish. We have 2 brands of tilapia fish we have here.
Yeah.
We have the bright red tilapia, and we have the bright black tilapia. And also these are 2 different talk about species, but same genus.
Because they are tilapia only, they are.
And also whenever you talk about the growth rate, the bright red tilapia, they are so high in terms of growth rate. They have a high growth rate.
They really grow fast.
Yeah, they grow very fast.
The black one I'm seeing, they are very big.
Yeah, somehow they are very big.
You see guys, those ones. I don't know whether you can see them over there, that fish pond. Let me try to zoom out. I don't know whether you can see them. Wow, there's a fish there.
And if you want to know that that fish is a female or a male,
yeah, how do you know?
It's very easy.
Yeah.
The male one also has it applies very different colors. Sometimes it can have a pale green or a pale blue color on top of the head, and also it can have talk about a reddish tail or a reddish head, so as it can attract the female. So that's how you can now know this is a male. So even if you can just stand here, you can just talk about, look at this one. So it's somehow pale blue.
Pale at
and
the top.
Look at the other one, which is just here, it doesn't have any color.
Wow.
So this is the female. The one with the color, it's the male.
It's the male.
Yeah.
So the male are always beautiful.
They are very beautiful.
So the same, you see like the bird,
Yeah.
The beautiful bird is always the male.
Yeah,
even
so
when you go to the ostrich, like the ostrich, the male one is very colorful than the female. So the same case apply to the fish.
Yeah, same.
Wow.
Because of the attraction.
Guys, we are getting this from the expert himself.
Yeah, and they have such kind of colors so they can attract the female. So that's for the attraction of the female. They can attract the
A
female
female.
fast.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
So
crazy.
whenever I talk about now attracting the female, somebody can just ask, how can I attract the female? In terms of the fish, the male one goes and selects a place where it can now hatch, or the female can go and hatch some eggs into that position. So that's what now we call a spawning time of the fish. So the male goes and create a place called a burrow onto the fish pond, and also goes now it has now the colors appearing. It goes attracts the female. It brings it where it has
The barrow
created a
is
burrow.
where the barrow is.
Yeah.
So it to come and fertilize the
Yeah,
eggs.
so whenever now the female is ready for removing it, because they are mouth breeders,
Yeah.
whenever they breed their eggs onto that barrow, now the male one fertilize the eggs.
Wow,
So whenever they fertilize the eggs, the female ones uptake all incubate the eggs again because it's on the mouth.
The mouth.
Then the female now goes down level, so as they can get the temperature that can get relevant
to-
temperature for the
to
hatching.
hatch, huh?
Yeah. So in that period of time, the female cannot eat or drink water. So it has to maintain the constant temperature so as the hatching can occur very quickly. So whenever it eats, it regulates the temperature again. So it has to stay cool. So in that period of time, the female don't eat and drink water. The male, whenever now, every day we throw here some feeds. So the male will continue eating. So that period of time, the male bypass the female. So that's
why,
the period.
That's why the
male are
male are always big.
And in terms of Marwa here now,
The
this
female
practical,
are always big.
small. The male are also big. Are always big.
So after the male fertilize the eggs in the barrow, the female take them back
Yeah, incubate onto the mouth.
onto the mouth.
Yeah, because they are mouth breathers.
Oh, that's why you say that in that duration they,
And
they don't eat.
Yeah.
Oh,
So whenever that
that's why
duration
they
is
are
like,
very small.
7 to 12 days.
Oh, without
So,
eating.
so you can now imagine 7
that's
to
why-
12 days.
that's
So
the
that
reason.
7 to 12 days, the male one are eating already. So they bypass them. So
that's why
in
they are
terms of
much
that,
bigger.
Yeah, in terms of that, that's why Marwa needs something like this one for experiment. But me and to my area, it's for the commercial purposes only. That's why I go for the monosex male tilapia only.
Monosex.
Monosex. They're
What
called
does that
monosex.
mean?
Monosex is a same gender.
Oh, same gender.
Same gender, which is just the male tilapia.
Oh, because you are doing for commercial.
For
Here
commercial.
we want to breed them.
No breeding.
When you have monosex, they don't breed.
They don't breed. I have only male.
Oh, and you want them to.
So that's where now I was talking about.
and
Whenever
do
you
they
have
hatch?
the female,
Do they hatch? If
the
they are
male
only
don't
male.
hatch.
Oh.
Yeah, now I only have males.
No, the only males in
Only
your fish
males.
pond.
Yeah, in my
Oh,
fish
so you
pond.
don't keep.
I don't keep the female because whenever we talk about the female, I've talked about they have that spawning time.
12 days,
They go for incubation for like 7 to 12 days. So those 7 to 12 days they don't eat. So the male are eating. So whenever they bypass them, so they lower their dignity or they lower their price. So they are now small.
And you are
But
there to make money.
I want money, so I go for the male only.
I get
So
you, I get
even
you.
somebody can
That's
just
so
ask,
wise. That's so wise.
somebody can ask, how do you know that these are all male? We have a chemical by the name testosterone,
Yeah.
methyltestosterone.
I used to hear it in biology.
In biology, methyltestosterone. So
In biology, although I dropped it in high
one
school.
of the talk about how can we call it? Those are chemical substances that are made specific for the fish, for the hatching of fish. Whenever now they're hatched, so they convert the female to male. That's the hormone that convert female to male, direct.
Oh.
So that's what is used in the hatchings. So people can just talk about how did you know that this is a female,
You have
this is a male.
the male
So
in your fish pond.
All are turned
But
with
you also told me about having they have
a female to male.
Fish.
Yeah.
How?
even Mr.
turn-
Inconcept is
Turn a female
shocked.
fish to male
Of course, yes.
by feeding it with what? Testosterone.
Methyltestosterone.
What kind of biology is that?
So maybe one day you go and check the hatcheries. They have such kind of chemicals or the hormones that they treat
Maybe you
the
could have
hatch.
said when they eat that chemical,
Yeah.
they don't perform their
No,
female
no.
function.
They
or
are-
They totally
Yes.
change. They totally
No,
change to
they turn-
as the opposite gender.
They turn with an immediate
Okay, let
effect.
me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If you have female fish mixed with male fish,
Okay.
so when you give them that methyl testosterone,
Not big ones, the small.
The small one. Oh, you do it when they are very young.
Yes, fry.
when you give them
You know-
that,
you know-
that whatever you give them, so they will all turn into male.
Yeah.
Okay, now we go to your pond and take all your male fish and put them in another pond that is female. Will they hatch?
Talk about you have male. You cannot turn male to female.
No.
Only you turn female.
If I
to
have
male.
a female fish,
The small one, the
biologi-
fry.
Yeah, we test it biologically and see this fish is female.
Yeah.
Then we give it that
Methyl
testosterone. Yeah. Then it turns into male. Can we take that male and put it in another pond with female?
It
For
will.
it-
It will do.
It will fertilize the
Of
egg.
course, yes. It has turned from the fries. You know, whenever now the fish
you sure?
hatches, whenever the fish hatches, we have what's called the fries are the first one to be hatched. The small one, first day to 30 days to 28 days, they are called fries. From fries, from
Fries
28
or flies?
fry, F-R-Y.
Deep fry.
Yeah,
Hii ya kupa, hii ya kupa.
Yeah, that one
Oh,
of
ile ya
cooking.
kupika, fry.
Fry.
Ah, sure.
Yeah.
You see, guys, sometimes you have a problem with differentiating from R to an L. So it means that, especially from my region, eh?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So we call it a fry. Then from fry, 28 days, now 30 days, it's called,
Turns into
it turns into what's called now a fingerling.
The fingerlings.
fingerling.
Yeah. From
Fingerlings is a young of a fish, huh?
yeah,
A young
that
one.
now is a 1 month old.
Oh,
Then from that one now we have a post fingerling.
a post fingerling. That's
now
how 2 months.
Yeah.
Oh.
From there now we have.
And when is the right time to turn them from male to female?
no,
When
that-
they are very young.
female to male.
Oh, you are turning them from
Fingerling?
female to male.
When
Oh, you
they
can
are
only.
now
fingerling.
When they are now, we call it a fry. From first day, you know, they are given specific food for them so as they can be boosted, the immune system, because they don't have the mothers, so they can just separate them or give the mother, you know, the mothers always protect the young ones also and select the foods that they can just pick. So whenever now you have a hatchery, you decide that I want to give them the specific feeds that are reliable for them, or they can boost their immune system and growth rate. So in that period of time, you take the methyl testosterone, you just mix with the feeds. Whenever now you feed them, they are now in fry manner, so they are going to turn them very slowly by slowly.
Into
So
male.
your fish is not.
My
organic.
fish are all male.
Your
is
fish
not
are all
organic.
male.
And my fish are natural.
They are not organic. They are genetically modified.
Not all, but sometimes you can talk about whenever they hatch.
But
there are some which are.
can we call them genetically modified?
them GMO?
And you are only changing the gender, not the whole fish.
Not the whole fish.
You
You're only
see,
changing
a
the
genetic thing is a thing that is built from incubation.
Yeah, incubation.
Yeah, from the start
Yeah, sure.
up to
The finish.
become a fish.
Yeah, sure.
So
But
to
this
become a
one-
fingerling. You see
so
now
this
this
one
one you are
you're
just
just
making it
Yeah, you're turning the gender.
So that cannot be called
cannot be
a genetic.
So it is not a GMO.
That's not a GMO.
So, but the only thing, they are not so natural.
Oh, they're not so natural.
Yeah,
So they are
so
feeding
natural.
on.
They are feeding mostly on the concentrate.
not natural,
So whenever
natural
now we talk about, if we can go to that step of now going to the feeds, we have 3 methods of feeding your fish. Whenever you have excess fish onto your fish pond, you can use the intensive way of feeding them. The use of the commercial feeds.
Which are the intensive way of
Intensive.
feeding them?
Yeah.
Which one are they?
Use of talk about the feeds from the commercial purposes.
Oh.
Those are now intensive.
Like the one you are using to feed
the
for
ones I'm using, because
Marwa.
we have extra small fish here, always hatched already, and to this, so we have like 2,000 to 3,000 fish here.
Yeah,
We have very small fish.
Sure.
Very
I saw
small,
them. There
very
are too many.
Yeah, very many. So we cannot feed them using the local feeds. You know, you can.
And I
use
heard
the
you
local
saying
feeds.
that they are of different sizes. For
Yeah, we have a different size of feeds. We have
terms
here.
of
We
inches,
have
I had-
crumbled. We
Ah.
have crumble fish,
Yeah.
feed fish.
Yeah.
We have 2 millimeters. We have 3 millimeters, and we have 4 millimeters.
Can you explain in each crumble feeds?
Okay,
for
crumble
the
feeds,
four?
they are so fine, and they can be swallowed by the small one, the fries, and also talk about the fingerlings and the post fingerlings. Now, whenever they reach above now fingerling stage, they will introduce them to the second grower mash, or talk about the grower mash, which is called now the 2 millimeters. But they are now called grower. But whenever you have a fish pond like mine, which is commercial purposes,
Yeah.
I do use what's called the starter mashes. The starter mashes now, they are so fine like flour. So those one now are starter, which is now for the fries.
For the fries.
Yeah. Whenever now they are in terms of they have gone into a next stage of a fingerling,
Yeah.
you introduce another brand by the name Crumble Feeds,
Crumble Feeds.
which are now a little bit more particle than the starter mashes, which are going to feed them, but they have a potential of less than 28. Talk about protein capacity.
Protein capacity.
Yeah, 28. I don't know what's the name of that one. I have to. They have a name, how they call it. I don't know.
Oh, that's the percentage.
Yeah, the percentage.
Oh,
of,
great.
Yeah, protein. It's
So
around
we
32.
have how many type of feed? 4.
We have 4 types of feeds.
Yeah.
We have the starter mashes.
Starter
For
matches.
the small ones.
Yeah, starter
We have-
matches.
Yeah, we
Then
have the
for
crumble
small one,
feeds.
crumble feed.
Which are now the growers. We have
Okay.
talked about the growers.
Yeah.
Now we have the 2 millimeters.
2 millimeters.
And we have the 3 millimeters,
3
and the
millimeters.
4 millimeters pellets.
Wow.
Now from
So-
the 2 millimeters,
Yeah.
they are called pellets.
Oh, pellets. So just like the rabbit pellets.
Sure.
Oh,
But
great.
the crumble one, it's like pellets smashed.
Oh, smashed.
Yeah.
Eh?
But the starter mashes,
They are
it's like
refined.
flour.
Oh, it's like flour.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's how
great.
everything is occupied.
Okay.
So whenever now we use everything, like my fish ponds there, I do use the commercial feeds to feed them, so as they are more extra than accepted to that pond. I do stock more than the excess of that pond.
Oh, that's
So I
good.
can use
like
only-
how many fish do you stock in one?
in
How
a
many fish pond do
reality,
you have?
I have 3 fish ponds.
Three
In
fish
the
ponds.
reality, those fish ponds can only accommodate 1,000.
1,000.
1,000. So by now I have like 2,200, 2,500
pond.
in each pond.
Oh, that's why you are going for the
commercial.
feed with
Yeah.
a lot of protein.
Protein and so much minerals, so that they can be boosted and they can grow very quickly. So whenever I just talk about you have more fish than excess of your pond, then you feed them with your local materials, they are going to be in the standard growth.
Oh, they will have the standard growth.
So
then.
because of the competition
and,
and also
At the end of it all, you won't gain the purpose.
the purpose.
Because you are doing it for commercial use.
purposes, yeah. And also people might be asking, what was the question I was ever been asked
By
about?
people.
Okay, why am I going for the male tilapias only? Which is
But
just
you've
the
already answered
Yeah.
because they normally the you said you are going for the male or female.
the male only.
The male.
Yeah.
This is because the male have got no time to think of hatching.
Okay, and also they have a high growth rate.
Okay, yeah,
Compared
you've
to the
explained
female.
that.
Yeah,
They have
compared
a
to the
very high growth rate.
Yeah, sure. So
And
that's why we go for the.
In terms of commercial, you really need the big fish
the only thing you need is feeds.
feed. Eh?
Only feeding them.
Oh,
Yeah,
great.
so that's how we go for.
And apart from feeding them, do they feed other things like the algae
they do
that's
use
growing
because
in the water?
that's why Ayamaro talked about he doesn't want things like fertilizers. So my commercial fish ponds, I am using fertilization. I have a fertilization process done to the fish ponds, which is turning water into green. That green turbidity, all we can talk about, the green bloom is now called the algae. So that algae, we have phytoplanktons and zooplanktons happening to water. Whenever we have sunlight leaching into the water, which is stagnant, it has to have the zooplanktons and phytoplanktons because of the chlorophyll and photosynthesis reflecting to water. That's why we can just have it here. This is the fish pond. You can now get more knowledge about that one. Look at this water. It's pale green in color already. So people can just... it's not so clear. It's pale green in color. That's the color they are. So that's not... I have not used any fertilization process here. But the only thing is the chlorophyll and photosynthesis that has happened due to the lighting.
The lighting.
They are exposed outside. Light do happen. They do leach into the water. So whenever we have light leaching into the water, which is sunlight, we shall have those kind of the zooplanktons and phytoplanktons happening or getting into water coming out, which is now the natural ecosystem of the fish. So they should be there because they feed on them. So in my fish farm, I do have what's called fertilization because always we have those zooplanktons and phytoplanktons there. So we have to do fertilization so as we can boost them by introducing more of the nutrients relevant for them to grow very quickly. So that's why we use fertilization into our fish ponds. And also, we can talk about which kind of fertilization we do use. We have commercial fertilizers, DAP, diammonium phosphate, or you can just use a cow dung, which is a wet cow dung.
You put that into water.
And
so
also
you are putting it to encourage the growth of algae.
And other phytoplanktons.
Great.
So those now are more of the vitamins or the nutrients relevant for the growth of talk about the green plants carrying on to water. So in that stage now, I always use cow dung. You can use cow dung because or the chime. Do you know the chime? Whenever you go to a slaughterhouse.
The one that is removed in the
from
stomach.
The stomach, before it's
become a feed.
Great. So in terms of that one, whenever you use that one, it turns water into green immediately, whereby creating that barrier that the predators cannot view direct to the water and spot the fish.
Because you have the kingfishers who are the predators.
Marabou stock.
That's why you make the
fish ponds are also green.
Green.
Green. So that's the most purpose. The second purpose is they introduce natural nutrients relevant for the growth of algae, which is the second one. The third point, you can just use that water in terms of irrigation because it has the natural nutrients relevant for the crops.
Great.
The third point, whenever you use the chime or the cow dung, it has the scent that it gets some of the predators like snakes cannot stay where that scent of.
And you see now the snake is also a predator to the fish.
Same, the snakes.
Great.
They have snakes that stay in water. They do eat small fries or they eat some fish which are small. So whenever you use animal waste like the cow dung or the chime, it has the scent that the serpent cannot stay into that water. So
great,
it directs it out.
Guys, remember we are still on one with It's Gintu. Live. The fish farmer.
The fourth point about that one is the chime one. Whenever you throw it into the water, it becomes food. Because sometimes fish do eat grass.
Fish do eat grass?
They eat grass and also they eat potato beans. They eat kales. Whenever you smash them, you throw here, they do eat. So even grass. So whenever you throw their chime, it's already very processed grass and grinded. So whenever you throw it there, they eat.
It's a good food.
It's very good food
for the fish.
Wow. So if you want to control, like I am Marwa here, he has more of the female and it's a mixture of female and male. So we shall have here more of the fries and talk about the fingerlings here. So if you want to control them, you can just use 2 or 3, not exceeding 10 catfish, which can now control the breeding system onto these fish ponds here.
You don't need them to be so much. Because when you start laying fish into a fish pond, and you got both male and female, that process have just begun multiplying.
Because now they cannot even go up to 2 months. They should have laid eggs already, 2 months. because now these are not the pure grade from the hatcheries. This is now called whenever now they hatch like twice, now they're wild fish. So they have a standard growth also, and whenever they reach 2 months, 3 months, they lay eggs already. So they cannot be big like the
because they are
standard
concentrating on producing.
Yeah, producing only. So that's
great.
why we go to the hatchery. We harvest once and we go back to the hatcheries to get more.
Wow, great. One-on-one.
Live, guys, you have got more of the information from the fish farming and learn more of the fish farming project from its_Gintu.
Go and check him.
And everything is possible. Guys, keep it locked. Everything is coming to you live.
Thank you, bro,
One-on-one.
for having time in my YouTube channel.
Thank you
I'm
very
so
much.
happy.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
You really educated my viewers here.
Sure.
And go and check him for more content, more things about fish.
Yeah.
Go and check him in his YouTube channel.
It's_Gintu.
Live on one.
Live one-on-one from the Villamenjin, and we are looking people in an aerial manner.
You can see, guys.
Even the fish, we
See
are
the
looking
guys,
them in an aerial manner.
view.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you very much, Waigwa the Great.
Thank you. Enjoy.
Fantastic moment.
Enjoy, bro.
Fantastic moment.
Thank you.
Next time.
Thank you.